Knife Skills 101, quarter-inch dice, carrots. We're going to start off by slicing the carrot on all four sides to square it off. The end pieces we're going to save for julienne. Next, go ahead and slice the carrot in half. You created essentially what's called a bâtonnet cut. And then we're going to slice the bâtonnets in half. Curl your fingers, edge of the blade against the middle knuckle, and slowly chop, quarter-inch diced. Next, we're doing what's called a bias cut. We're going to point the tip of the knife to 1 o'clock and slowly make slices. This cut here is perfect for sauteing. This next cut is called an oblique cut. Again, we'll point the knife to 1 o'clock and we're slowly rotating the carrot 45 degrees to create a certain look. This mushrooms, we're going to start off by cutting off the stems. And by using the chopping motion, we're going to slice the mushrooms in half. Now this is a very dangerous knife cut because the entire knife leaves the board. As you can see though, as long as you keep your fingers curled, you're relatively safe. If you're having trouble keeping the mushroom stable on the board, you could slice it in half, and then by using a chopping motion, chop the mushrooms. To chop an onion, we're first going to slice it in half. Then we're going to make 3 horizontal cuts and either 5 to 7 vertical cuts down the onion. Then we're going to curl our fingers and chop the onion, making fine dice. And quarter-inch dice. Start by cutting off the top and the base. And we're going to slice the celery in half. And then one more time on each half. We're going to slice the stalks in half for better stability with your hands. Again, we're going to curl our fingers and make quarter-inch dice. Here we have the carrot scraps. What we're going to do is we're going to make these into a fine julienne. But cutting the pieces to about a 2-inch will give us better control and stability on the cutting board. Just curl your fingers and slice it very fine to a julienne. Now, bell peppers are relatively easy to cut. We're going to start off by cutting up the top and the base. We're going to save those for later too. Now start by making an incision on the pepper and slowly roll the knife and the pepper across the board until the core comes out. Let's shake off any excess seeds. Let's get rid of the white veins. Those can be relatively bitter. And it's nothing more than a simple julienne. Now tomatoes, we're going to cut in half and then again into quarters. This is the simplest way to de-seed tomatoes. We're going to slowly chop these tomatoes up by first julienne the tomatoes. And then we're going to bunch them up, line them up, and we're going to dice them up. Green onions or scallions are great for cooking with. And they look even better when you're using the bias cut. This time we're going to point the tip of the knife to 2 o'clock, which creates a longer cut and a more distinctive look. As you can see in this angle, you can see the claw motion with my hand. The side of the knife is laying against the middle knuckle. Fresh herbs like parsley and cilantro, a lot of times chefs will pluck the herbs right off the stalks. You're wasting product. It's easy just to roll it up and chop the tip, which the stalks aren't as woody, aren't as bitter. So you could chop those up or mince them up. And once you get down to the base of the stalk, you could pluck off all the excess leaves. This way you're actually getting more for your money. Now this right here is probably the safest knife cut you could use. By putting one hand on the base of the spine on the tip of the knife, what we're doing is we're rocking the knife back and forth and controlling the tip of the blade with the other hand. This way, neither hand is by the blade itself. And with parsley, we're doing the same thing. We're going to start off by rolling the parsley into a bunch. And slowly make a rocking motion cut, which allows you to mince the parsley. With a dull knife, herbs like parsley and cilantro can bruise easily, which bleeds all along your cutting board. It's easier to use a sharp knife and use one cut. But if you have to, you could actually chop it up. Broadleaf herbs are better with a chiffonade cut. Here we have something called Indian oregano. It's a broadleaf oregano plant. Now you could either curl these up, roll them up, or lay them flat down. The traditional chiffonade cut you perform on, say, basil. You would lay the basil down and roll them and perform the chopping motion. And that's it. That's Knife Skills 101. Thanks for tuning in. See you next time.